So let's start one. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is David Hinojosa, founder and director of the odbk and organizer of the EMAMI conference. So this is the third day of the EMAMI conference. And yeah, that was very exciting to have these last days, to have very, very interesting speakings and very, also very hard discussions, about interesting, very interesting topics that inquire the art world and the diversity and equality and inclusion in the art world. So I just want to share in these first minutes before starting the first session of the speakers some reflections, and you can also share your reflections if you wish, in the Q&A or in the chat also. Now it's enabled, and yeah, I will share my screen now. Okay, can you see the screen? Yes, you can see it. Let's go to the first slide. Oops. Oh. It jumped to the next one. Okay, as I commented yesterday, one key element for the museums to build diversity, equality, inclusion day for the museums is the participation and the community integration. And one key element is that the museum developed some communication channels and projects to get the information and the way of all the feedback from the community that they surrounding and belongs and have interest in the museum. So this is something very interesting, because at the end, the decentralization of power and the decentralization of decision making is very important, and the museum has to be open for that, in some way. That is a very hard change for a museum, because going, for example, in the case that they're talking yesterday, Mireia, about her experience with the DAO implementation in the Museum of Applied Arts in Austria, they realized that they were not prepared for this kind of integration of project into the museum, because they have to leave it out all the power to the community in the decision making. And then unfortunately the project was not successful because of that. So we talk about some kind of middle solution where the museum is really open to suggestions in some way. That's what is very important. The communication channels, develop communication channels within the community and the museums. And there was some example that Monica say about the museum in Netherlands. Yes, I'll go for the next slide. Okay. There is another key element to build day museums. This is and this is a very logic, that where there is a constant, first, like an intention to do it, definitely, and a constant search of how to do it, So this constant exchange of experience and knowledge between the institutions, between the experts in day, between the curators, the artists. This is this is something very required to create this day into the museum and into the art world. And for that, this is organized meetings, congress, and lectures, and the odbk. That's what we are building this conference to start exchanging and to give the first steps in this direction. Yeah, we have another projects where we want to organize meetings with the directors and curators of the museums and with the community. Like the odbk will work like some kind of moderator or someone to glue the community and the museum and build this channel of communication between one and the other. There is a third element what I in my reflection so this is very needed, yeah, and this is the um, who will watch that, yeah, who will review it and who will start certify that a public or a private art institution is really diverse, equal, and easy. And this is that makes also I realize that this certification it will work like a political tool to motivate the museums to start building change from inside and to get a more compromise in a middle and long term, short, middle, long term. I mean, the ODBK has precisely this project called the Certification of Equality and Diversity for Museums and Art Collection, where we have started to give the first step in this direction also, and that that's where the idea of this conference of the EMAMI come, where discuss all this. And we in the ODBK we don't want to be the ones who rule that, but integrate also all the community of the art world to give their ideas, to give their researches, to give their opinions, to participate and to be part of it. Someone that it really was surprised me is this law that was declared by Texas, where there was prohibit these date procedures and practices. And I found this in Google. I didn't know since when, but it was the 1st of January of 2024, where the law of Texas prohibits public institution and higher educations establishing and maintaining diversity, equality, and inclusion offices and hiring or assigning officers and employees or contracts to perform the duties of the day office. That is really amazing. That's I think in this the state of Texas, they give some steps behind. This is really amazing what that's doing, and we are totally against this law. And I would like to invite you all also to participate in our archive wiki project, to share your reflection, to share your ideas, to share you want to participate, and with all what you have found, what you are curious, what you want to share to another, because this is the base of knowledge and experience that that we want to use also to share it with the museums, to share it with the art collection, and they start building and implementing all this mechanism, those all ideas, and to be more motivated that they are not alone with that, but we are in the hand with them to gives the steps forward in this direction. We have a discussion group in LinkedIn. If you go to the LinkedIn page of the organization, you can find the discussion group there, and all the EMAMI documentation, it will be there. So if you want to watch again the videos or the discussion and the lectures, also the if you miss it one, you can also find it there. So all the information about the presentation of the speakers will be there. So, and all this presentation of reflections, if you want to share it, the wiki is an open archive where you can contribute. And I invite you all and encourage us to keep participation in all lectures. This is the last day, and I hope to see you there and to see your participation. Thank you so much. So we will start in 5 minutes. The first round of speakers, yeah, and with Albachiara, and me, and yes, I mean, I hope to see you all, yeah, in 5 minutes there. Thank you so much. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first round of speakers. Hi, Sara. I will give now the voice to Sara to present the first round of speakers. Thank you, Sara.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the third day of EMAMI. The first speaker we have today is Albachiara Manfrin, and she's going to be talking about the analysis and use of augmented reality for social inclusion in the Italian Museum Network. Albachiara is a graduating student in the 3-year Economics and Management of Cultural Heritage and Activities program at Ca' Foscari University. Her academic journey began with a high school diploma in International Relations for Marketing, where the program's emphasis on internationalization allowed her to participate in several study trips and complete an internship in Sevilla, Spain. These experiences provided her with a strong foundation in economics and accounting. With a growing passion for the cultural sector, she pursued then her current degree, combining her economic expertise with specialized studies in cultural heritage management. Over the past 3 years, Albachiara has deepened her understanding of the cultural field while enhancing her proficiency in English. In her final year, she expanded her practical experience through an internship abroad in Bucharest, Romania, where she worked with a cultural organization specializing in Europlanning. So now she's going to talk about the analysis and use of augmented reality in social inclusion in the Italian Museum Network. Albachiara, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I want to share my screen with you. Okay. You can see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Albachiara Manfrin, and I recently graduated in Conservation and Management of Cultural Heritage at Ca' Foscari University. And today I will share with you my research that I have conducted for my thesis called Analysis and Use of Augmented Reality for Social Inclusion in Italian Museums. Museums are traditionally seen as spaces of education and cultural preservation, but in recent years there has been a shift towards making them accessible and inclusive to everyone. My thesis explores how AR can play a crucial role in this transformation, especially for visitors with sensory disabilities such as blindness, low vision, or also hearing impairments. So let me begin by explaining why this topic is essential but also timely. In today's world, the concept of inclusion is a central theme in many sectors, including culture. Museums are evolving from exclusive spaces to community hubs that reflect the full value and diversity of society. Augmented reality is a technology that enhances the real-world environment with digital overlays, offers a unique opportunity to address accessibility challenges. It allows museums to engage audiences who might otherwise face barriers to participation, ensuring equal access to cultural heritage. So, why augmented reality? For me, AR is particularly effective because it does not isolate users in a fully virtual space, like, for example, virtual reality, but it enriches the physical environment with additional layers of information, for example, text, sounds, images, and even tactile elements. This makes it a versatile tool for museums, which can use AR to provide audio description for visually impaired visitors, but also translate exhibition content into sign language for deaf visitors with avatar, and also offer interactive touch-sensitive models for those with mobility impairments. So my thesis is structured into 3 main sections. I decided to start with a focus on the importance of social inclusion, and I also explain the current state of social inclusion and accessibility in Italian museums. After I decided to explain the specific ways in which AR is being used to overcome sensory barriers. And also I explained some different examples of technologies. And in the end, I propose a case study of an Italian company and also future perspective for AR in Italian museums. So let's start with the social inclusion in museums. Social inclusion means creating environments where everyone, regardless of their abilities or disabilities, can participate. The idea aligns with international charters like INCO Museum Definition of 2022 that I put here below. And in this definition is emphasized accessibility and inclusion as core responsibility of museums. And in Italy, social inclusion in museums is supported by various legislative frameworks, such as the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. These frameworks call for removing physical and sensory barriers, but also leveraging technology to enhance accessibility. However, achieving this is often challenging, but because traditional accessibility solutions like printed brochures or basic audio guides are no longer sufficient in a digital age. In fact, visitors now expect interactive, personalized experiences, and AR can deliver this type of solution. After I propose 3 examples of technology that use AR. First of all is smart glasses. There are devices like Google Glass or similar wearables that can provide subtitles or real-time translation of spoken content for deaf visitors, but also they can overlay images and description onto the real world. After, there are interactive apps. In fact, museums can offer smartphone apps with features like audio description, text enlargement for those with low vision, but also sign language videos for deaf users. This is possible through the use of the camera. They also show the path to follow through voice instruction, or they can also present an avatar that communicates in sign language when the camera is pointed at a specific displayed object. And in the end, we have 3D reconstructions. AR can recreate historical settings or objects, helping all visitors better understand context and significance. For example, in Italy, archaeological museums are increasingly using this type of technology, AR, to overlay digital reconstructions onto ruins, allowing visitors to see ancient buildings as they once were. Okay, in the end, I propose a case study of an Italian company called Hidonix and their platform called Meet. Hidonix in particular is specialized in extended reality technologies, including AR, but also virtual realities or artificial intelligence, and works specifically for the cultural sector. And its flagship platform is called Meet, that stands for Museum Innovation Technology, that integrates AR to enhance the visitor experience. In fact, this platform allows tailored accessibility options like subtitles or sign language videos, interactive 3D models and animation that can be accessed via smartphone or smart glasses, and post-visit engagement through digital content and updates. One of Hidonix's projects involved creating an AR app for a traveling exhibition on human rights. The app included sign language interpretation, audio guides, and tactile feedback for blind visitors. This project demonstrated how AR could not only improve accessibility, but also deepen visitor engagement. Okay, we can see that AR has a big potential, but we have to consider some challenges. And here I put 3 main challenges. First of all, digital divide for sure, because non-digital native user might find AR tool intimidating, for example, and not all visitors are comfortable with the technology. After, we have costs, because developing AR system can be expensive, especially for smaller museums. And the third one is resistance to change, because some museum professionals worry that technology might detract from the authenticity of cultural experiences. However, these challenges are not insurmountable. In fact, training programs can help staff and visitors adapt to new technologies, and government funding, such as the EU's Horizon Europe program, can offset the costs. Okay, in the end, we have the future perspective. I put three possible future perspectives. And first, we have AI integration, combining AR with artificial intelligence to provide personalized tools tailored to individual preferences and needs. The second one is wearable technologies, expanding the use of smart glasses and haptic feedback devices for a more immersive experience. And in the end, collaborative platforms, developing AR systems that connect multiple museums, creating a seamless and inclusive cultural network. In Italy, the National Recovery and Resilience Plan allocates significant funds for cultural innovation, including augmented reality. This suggests a bright future for integrating technology and cultural accessibility. To conclude, AR is more just a technological trend. It is a tool for creating a more inclusive, equitable, and engaging cultural landscape. By embracing AR, Italian museums can fulfill their ethical and educational missions, ensuring that everyone, regardless of their abilities, can access and enjoy the treasures of our cultural heritage. So, okay, thank you for your attention, and I finished.
Thank you, Albachiara.
You can stop sharing your screen.
Oh yeah, thank you. Sorry. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, I stopped.
Yeah, we always forgot that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I think, but you know, I think not only for Italian museums, for all museums in the world.
Yeah. I decided to do it because my research is specific for the Italian area, and I don't know the international situation because it's different, I think. And so this is a little focus in the Italian country for me, but it could be extended to also other country.
Of course. Yeah.
So I was wondering, are we going with you, David, or are we saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. Then Mark will save the questions for after David talks. So now you've seen David all these days, and now he's going to talk about the pure taste indicator and new reference model for the artwork. For those of you who might be new today, David is originally from Mexico. He lives and works in Berlin with a background on computer science and marketing. David studied and obtained his MFA in Madrid in 2003. And since then has exhibited extensively through Europe and Central America. He worked as an advisor for artfacts.net, developing the artist ranking and online tools for art collectors. In 2017, he founded the Organization for the Democratization of the Visual Arts, odbk in German, as you might know, which is an activist practice organization whose objective is to bring equality and diversity to the art world. Atman's practice ranges from traditional media, like drawing and painting, to the multidisciplinary and media and artistic research. His project addressed the relationship between conceptual art, commons art, and democratization of the contemporary art world. So now we're going to hear his take on the pure taste indicator. Thank you, David.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much, Sara. Thank you so much. So I will share also my screen to share the presentation. Okay. Did you see it? Do you see it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Let's see if it works. Yeah. Okay, great. the pure taste indicator has a story, yeah, and there was something that when I started to my research and after the master, I tried to find an answer for how to expand the number of people who influence in the decision making of what we know as art, independently of the income, social status, religion, sexual orientation. So that they really have the power or influence as anyone. Yeah. So in this search and in this research, I found I started to experiment and try to find an answer. And one of these answer is the pure taste indicator, because I realized there was some a paradigm that rules the art world. Yeah. So and this paradigm is based in the how we reference the importance of the artist and the quality of the artworks, yeah, and the price of the artworks also. So this normally in our daily lives we use references just to have some scheme. We want to know how sweet is something, or how big, or how wonderful, or how, and we use always a reference, yeah, what something that everybody use it or we already experience, yeah. So there is I realize that in the art world there is no exception. So if you want to know what an important artist is or what a good art is, so you use this reference because it's seated in the unconscious of the society, yeah. And okay, go to the next slide. So this current paradigm is the fame and prestige, yeah. How famous the artist and prestige the artist is, how famous is the institution where they show their works, how famous and prestige is the curator that they curate the exhibition, and how famous and prestige is the collector who buy the artwork. So everything is related with this paradigm, yeah. And actually, a proof that this is real is I mean, I work it so personally, and there are many indicators, many indexes in the art world, yeah, and all are based in the same paradigm. So I work it for artifacts, and then what the artifacts, what is this artist ranking of artifacts do is how the most important or the most prestige institution in the art world demand some specific artist. Yeah. So this is an algorithm to measure fame. Yeah. Yeah, fame. And the point is that fame is a model or a reference that is very suitable to be influences for many factors or for many variables that has nothing to do with art. Speculation, manipulation, corruption, nepotism, yeah, and yeah. So we can see it, for example, here in this research that has been made, that almost 1/3 of the solo shows in US or museums go to artists represented just by 5 galleries. I mean, the US is not the only case. I mean, there are. I come from Mexico, and in Mexico, is also something similar. You know. So we can conclude that fame is really no reliable reference to measure the quality and relevance of the work of an artist, the price of the works, and So the question, that's something that I make this question many years ago, how to measure the quality and relevance of the work of an artist for the art world without consider the fame in the formula. So we don't know in which institution an artist has been shown. We don't know who collect them. We don't know who has been curated. We don't know. Yeah. So we have one person and we have an artwork. Yeah. So we remove all this kind of prejudice that we have, some information that we already saved from the environment, yeah, and just leave us alone with the artist and with the artwork. So we try to, then I saw that and I tried to think in a new paradigm, yeah, and then this paradigm is the knowledge in art that I have, that I experience it, and the taste, meaning as taste as my educated eye. I mean, when you have many years experience in art and exhibitions, it's the same with the music, or it's the same with literature. Your educated eye, or your eye, it evolutionate and this is much more educated, yeah. And also your knowledge is very important. So this knowledge, this paradigm that I'm proposing with they were proposing through the pure taste indicator is this. So knowledge in art and taste, and as educated eye. So the ODBK, something that, to put it like a mark of a reference, the ODBK has structured a community called AMARC. So this is our Market Regulation Commission. And this is split in 3 groups: artists, art lovers and art collectors, and the institution that is composed by gallery owners, curators, critics, art theorists, and academics, so etc. Yeah, and I wanted to put it in context. So about the decision making, or who will perform the decision making of the pure taste indicator, and the pure taste indicator is a reference model that measures the relevance and the quality of the work of a visual artist, and it represents the conjunction of knowledge and educated eye of a representative number of players in the art world. Yeah, so we ask to these representative players in the art world how you how you think about this work, how you feel about this work. Do you think this is relevant? Do you think it's important? Do you think this is really meaningful for the society and for the art world? And this is what is the pure taste indicator measures. It doesn't measure what if the artist, if it has a big name, I don't know, like a Richter or a Picasso or it has shown in the Tate or in the MoMA. It doesn't matter that. What it matters is the work of the artist. So the pure taste indicator, you can see it here, the mechanism. So is the AMARC. These 3 groups that when now I will in 2-3 minutes I will explain how is the process when an artist want to get their pure taste indicator. So, but this is a wide perspective of how the pure taste indicator looks like. So this is the AMARC, so the community, the Art Market Regulation Commission, where it is composed of institution, art lover collector. I split it in 3 because I wanted is to get a representative number of players in each one of this group. Yeah, so 10 artists, 10 art lovers and collectors, and 10 people from the institution. We get the knowledge in art and taste, or educated eye. Then the pure taste indicator has some formulas that are playing with the information of the evaluations. Yeah, and then we get the pure taste indicator of a specific artist, of the work of a specific artist. So this is the process. This is the process of the pure taste indicator. There is a requirement, yeah, from an artist or from a gallery where they say, hey, I would like to know my pure taste indicator, or I would like to know the pure taste indicator of an artist. And then the information of the artist is gathering, so they send all the information this is very important that there's enough information of the artist to make this, because in this way the evaluators can really know and can really have the information, the fingertips about the work of an artist. Yeah. Then they start the evaluation process, and then the protest indicator is calculated through the website, and then the results are published. Okay, what does it mean? Because many people ask me, then how you measure the quality of the work of an artist, how they perform these evaluations. Yeah, so these evaluations are composed by 4 elements. Yeah, it could be more. I mean, this is not close to that. As I told, there was someone about like a couple of weeks ago that they suggest me another element here, and it will be great to have more suggestions. Yeah, but then the first element to evaluate is the concept of the work. Is the concept of the artist. Yeah, what they want to see, what they mean about their work, what they want to express, what they care, what they think. Yeah, and what they want to express with their work. The work is the aesthetical also, and the media, and the coherence that they could have with the concept. The other element is the artwork transcender. So what is this work inspiring another artist? Is this proposing something innovative? Is it something that it really has transcendence? Yeah. And the other is the society transcendence. This work is really meaningful for the society and has inspired politicians to change, or journalists, or writers, or art critics. Yeah. Everyone is a quantitative variable. So the minimum value is 1 and the maximum is 100. Yeah. Why I'm doing that? Wait. Yeah. Why I'm doing that between 1 and 100? In the capitalism model, the people can't be very rich, or unlimited famous. Yeah. Or can be very, very poor and have nothing, or and be nobody. So this kind of extremes has produced the not well or not fair distribution of the wealth and opportunities. There are many statistics about that the 90% of the wealth is concentrated in 2% of the population, or 1%. So this kind of variation, that's produced that. This is what I want, that it has to be rethinking, yeah, and to avoid that. And this is what it has to have some kind of limitation in this. The people, normally doesn't have so they say, yeah, that's work is so extremely good. Yeah, these extremes. That is not possible to have it. So this is speculation about that an artwork costs 50 million or 100 million or 200 million. This is really producing by the same game of the capitalistic model. And this is something that the protest indicator tried to avoid, yeah, or try to break in this way, to have some limited values, yeah. There are 2 kinds of ways of evaluation of an artist. One is a referendum, yeah, where everybody in the AMARC can participate, yeah. And the other is the DEMAHI, and this is something that is a random sample of homogeneous and random sample of the people who will vote or evaluate in these worlds, yeah, in these 3 kind of small worlds that I divided: the AMARC, that is the institution, the art collectors and art lovers, and the artists. And why is that? Yeah, there is I wanted to put a reference, because there are in the pure taste indicator now there are 300 very famous artists, and there are 300 unknown artists or emerging artists. So the point is that I open to all both. And what happened? Very, very interesting thing, that one of the artists or two or three of the artists, they started to call their friends to vote positively and to get more a higher pure taste indicator. And this is something very interesting, because it happens in all these kind of review and evaluation, like Amazon, that's Amazon Books, that you pay someone that talk good about this my book, that they can better sell. And this is something that they say, okay, then let's do it in another way. So the famous artists, because they are famous, we are making a referendum. We invite all, and the demarche we make, so this emerging artist, then we will use the random or the demarche evaluation, a selection of the people who will perform the evaluations. And okay, that's what I was telling about this. And this is something very interesting in this, because we are not measure how famous one is or how the quality of the work based on the fame. This is something about the quality of the work in a range of taste, or in a range of not taste, but a range of quality. And then it happens because you can have someone that is nobody that has a very close pure taste indicator for someone who is very famous, and the value of the works, it could be very close. And this because this is we are measuring the quality of the work independently of the people, of this guy who has a show in the Tate or in the MoMA. I mean, this is one of the points that I wanted to implement inside of the pure taste indicator. So the experience and the taste and the knowledge of people who evaluate the artist and has different influence. So when this is an expert, for example, if it's someone who has really a lot of experience in the art world, who has a curator or he has a curator with many years, or someone he just go out from the career. So these differences, I wanted to express it into the formula of the pure taste indicator, and I put it three levels. So the benefits of the pure taste indicator that remove these hidden variables of the current art world, so this corruption, manipulation, speculation, increase the number of people who influence the decision that define the art world, discovering new values in the art world, a fairer distribution of money and opportunities, and build an example of how an alternative economy models can help to distribute homogeneously the wealth and opportunities. The disadvantage: require a lot of resources to get the information to build the calculation. Yes, that is one of the problems, because to convince the people to evaluate an artist, it's a lot of effort, because it's not like a trendy thing. It has to convince. I mean, this is something that we are working with and trying to get a new ways of how to convince the people to participate and to convince them that their mind, their way of thinking, and the experience is very valuable for that. The estimation of the evaluation could potentially not be honest or not precise. Yes, that is something that has to be also considered. The referendum model could present the lack of homogeneity of the evaluation group, lack of control of preferences oriented evaluations. Okay, this point we improve it a lot with the demarche. A difference in art education inspiration of the evaluators. This is something also with this try to levels of different kind of evaluators. That's what we are trying, also working with that to improve it. In evaluators cannot see the works live, causing potential problems. For example, when installation of 3D works, you cannot really appreciate really the work when you see it in pictures. Okay, that is one of the how it looks, the pure taste indicator in the odbk website. Yeah, that is some famous artists. That is the number of evaluations. That is the pure taste indicator, and there is another formula to calculate the cap price of the original work in A4 size. So the maximum value that an artwork in A4 size should cost for this artist, according to the opinion and the evaluation in experience in art and taste of this number of evaluators. Yeah, so there were invited people from all the world. Yeah, not only from some specific country, from specific city, trying to invite people from all the world with different profiles. So okay, that is how it looks like. Yeah, this is not updated, but we have 300 famous artists, and there are 300 emerging artists actually, and the mark not currently is also, the numbers are totally others. Yeah, there are allowed 1,500 now people that is composing the mark. Yeah. This is more or less the same distribution. There are always much more artists, art lovers, and collectors. Yeah, and institution also like around 25% art lovers, collectors, and 50% artists. And this is what we want to see the purity indicator also in the future. Yeah, like this. We don't want to have the control of this. We want to leave it also as a decentralized system, yeah, using blockchain, yeah, and yeah, in this voting process and knowledge and experience verification, we also identify the need to have some artificial intelligence system that really recognize the knowledge and experience in art of someone. Yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for your attention and for, yeah.
Thank you, David. We have some questions for both of you on the Q&A from Mark. I will start maybe with the question for Albachiara. Mark was wondering about the problem of the resistance to change from art institutions and how that big of a challenge it seems to be for you. Maybe you have some experiences of how you're overcoming this, or any examples that you would like to share?
Yeah, for sure. In the past years was more difficult because before COVID was more hard to museums make some changes, and the COVID highlighted the gaps that museum and the public sector have. From the public side now, Italy received funds from EU, and in particular for the modernization of various sectors, including the cultural sector. And now museums are introducing some technology, and they are obviously slowly, but they are introducing some changes. And also from the private sector, there are a lot of startups in Italy that are trying to introduce AR into the cultural sector and also into museums. For example, I propose an example of the Hedonics company, but there are a lot of companies in Italy that are trying to make a difference, and especially they are in Milan, but also in Sicily. There are startups, and they work in the archaeological museums, but now they are also in also other different museums, for example. Some examples are the Museum of the Egypt Museum of Turin, for example, make an experience in 2013, and they try to introduce Google Glass, and it was a very positive example. But and after this, after 2013, they officially introduced this type of technology in various museums. So was more hard, but after COVID is a little bit easy for Italian museums to introduce this type of technology. I hope I respond well to this question. Obviously.
Well, maybe Mark will let us know if that was good for him or he has more questions. And now for David, Mark was also wondering, how do you think that this, for the pure taste indicator, how this can be overcome with the institutions that have a resistance for this because it's against their own interests?
Yeah, I mean, this is a good question, because actually this is a new paradigm. It's something totally new. I mean, all the people get used to appreciate the art and the importance of the artist and the value of the works and the current paradigm. So to have a new paradigm, it really moves the floor of the people and the floor of the institution. It requires like a reveal again all the system, yeah. And it's like when Instagram make a totally new algorithm to reset all the influence and who is influenced and who is not, yeah. And yeah, definitely it will be resistance. It will be resistance because they don't have the power. And I were talking in the introduction of today that there is a lot of resistance into leave the power go from one person, yeah. And how we will overcome the wish of power of someone to have the control. This is something that's one of the challenge of the day, yeah, of the DIA, and to build DIA into museums and art collections, yeah, that the people, and these people who have the money, because the people who have the money, they think they are always right, you know. And that's the experience that I have been doing, yeah, not only in the art world but everywhere, yeah. The people who has the money is who want to make the decision, and this is something that I think is wrong. That should be wrong. That is wrong, but it should be wrong. The people who has the money is not always right, yeah. And in this case, that the people who have the control and they have to leave it. They have to leave the control to think that they are always not always will right, you know.
Thank you, David. Maybe I also have a question of my own. Regarding the pure taste indicator, I see that I see like a tiny danger in it, and I want to know what your take on this is, which is it might still taking a different path, perpetuate the hierarchies that I'm assuming, trying to avoid, because I see that it can have the same paradox as social democracy can have, where you were saying, the danger, one of the challenges is that it might not be an homogeneous group of people or an homogeneous level of interest or expertise in the people who are judging, no, the pure taste indicator. But then at the end, no matter if this was done like completely equitatively, we end up with another ranking. What do you have any word to say about that?
I mean, the pure taste indicator is based also in two ideas. The first idea, or the first idea, is the theory that I think was developed in MIT or in Harvard. This knowledge of the many, or the knowledge of the many, where was an experiment where there was a guy who has a professor, yeah, who has these jelly beans, very very big jar full of jelly beans, and he asked to many people how many they calculate that there are in this big jelly, yeah, in this big jar full of jelly beans, and he realized that the average of the what they calculate, yeah, that was very close to what this jar have, yeah. So this average of the knowledge of the many, it could reach the truth, yeah. And yes, I mean, the other idea that was based on the purity indicator is this this base of this the Parecom alternative economy, yeah, that where they say that the decision making should be performed by the people who is influenced by the decision. So that's what I gather. So these groups of people, because this group of people, the institution, the art lovers and art collectors, and the artists are influenced by the decision making of for the museums and art collection. Yeah. So in the real, how it works is the decisions are made by a couple of persons, and all these couple of persons, the decision of this couple of persons influence in many other groups of people who doesn't have influence in the decision. Yeah, but the decision should be made by all the people who is influenced by the decision. Yeah, I don't know if I answered your question.
I think partially, but I do have another question. Because I also saw another tiny danger, which was maybe when we're trying to understand artworks in a vacuum, we're stripping them of the power that they have in their context, which as I understand art, it's one of the key issues here. No, I'm thinking, then where do you think the pure taste indicator will leave, for example, Duchamp's urinal?
I mean, from the perspective of other people, I'm not saying that the pure taste indicator is perfect, or is something like it should be the way why we rule. Yeah, I mean, we see something with that now just from one perspective. Yeah, and the pure taste indicator is trying to see the things for another perspective. So we have the two perspectives, this one and this other. Yeah, the thing is that now there is only one. Yeah, and now we are with the pure taste indicator is trying to build another alternative perspective of see the things. Yeah, and yeah, definitely. I mean, what the people think about one specific work? I mean, the point is that would be great to. Or the intention of the pure taste indicator is to have samples of people, for example, from Africa, from Australia, from Canada, from Brazil, and samples with different profiles, artists, curators, and all together give their evaluation about the work of an artist, and to have some global perspective of something. Yeah.
Great, thank you, David.
Yeah. Okay.
There are no more questions in the chat.
Yeah, I have a question for Alba. Yeah, Alba, how you mentioned about this application that could help the blind people. Yeah. I mean, how the blind people can perceive a painting with the application or something like that. I mean, this is something that's very very difficult to imagine it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know it's very difficult, but there are a lot of museums that in the last years are trying to recreate some work of art for blind people, and with the help of audio guides, they can touch this recreation of objects, for example, and with the integration of AR, uh, um, they can have a more complete visit, we can say. For example, also the Peggy Guggenheim collection in Venice has a lot of recreation of work of art, so the blind people can touch it and at the same time hearing the description with the colors maybe and with the history of this work of art. And it's very helpful. There are a lot of also maps that they can touch for the visit, for example, to understand the direction, or maybe with the audio guides, they understand the direction, and I think it's really helpful.
Yeah, I think I would like to do it with visiting. So with these kind of things, an exhibition, I think this is a totally another experience.
Yeah,
very different.
Yeah, there are museums that they have only maybe one or two recreation, but there are also some museums that propose a total vision only for blind people. For example, there is a museum in in the middle of Italy, is in a region called Marche, and is only for blind people. Like, obviously, also non-blind people can have access to it, but is especially for blind people. So they have this audio, and they can touch everything, and I think it's very helpful. And also for people that are not blind, it's a new way to see the art.
Yeah, super. Thank you. I tell you, I would like to experience one exhibition. So with the eyes closed, to have all these.
There are small museums that propose this type of visit, but it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you so much, Alba. Yeah, trying to answer one of the questions. If there will be so rewatch of all these talks, lectures, and we will. Everything is recorded, and it will be published in the odbk website from the website, the page from EMAMI, and also in the archive in day4.art. And now I just share it in the there is a section in the day4art that is called conference and events, and you can find it at EMAMI, and then you will find all these rewatching there. Yeah. Okay, great.
Okay, seems we're 6 minutes early before finishing this section, and now we have a break for lunch, dinner, or breakfast, wherever you guys are in the world, of 45 minutes. We're coming back at 2 p.m. Central Eastern European time. So
exactly,
everybody very chill or exciting 45 minutes before we're back. 50 minutes.
Okay, Sara, thank you so much. Yeah, we see you later.
See you later. Thank you.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao.